Hey, babe, I'm coming to your town to do stand-up. ChrisDComedy.com. We got Boston, Philadelphia, Eatontown, New Jersey, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Waukegan, Illinois, Nashville, Tennessee. I'm coming this summer all the way through October. ChrisDComedy.com. Go get tickets now.
Don't be a fake, don't be a flake, don't run away from your feelings, babe. Don't be afraid, don't be ashamed, don't hesitate to say, hey, babe, hey, babe, hey, babe, hey, babe, hey, babe, hey, babe.
I can feel it coming in the air at night.
Hey, babe. You know I met Phil Collins once? Did I ever tell you this?
No.
I never told you that I met Phil Collins. I have proof of it
I think
on
I
my
would
Instagram.
know. I think I would remember that. He's an icon.
Icon. How about this? So first of all, he was. He is. He was. He's still alive, right?
I mean,
Phil, are you with us?
He's alive and he's listening. Don't
Shout out Phil.
shout out Phil.
So I got courtside seats.
Philip Collins.
Phil Collins. I got courtside seats to the New York Knicks game. This was 3 years ago, Easter Sunday. Last place Knicks versus the second to last place Philadelphia 76ers. So we sit down, okay, in our courtside seats, which were fantastic. I forgot how I got them. It was like one of those things where like somebody canceled and they had the seats available. So like I'm 50th on the list and they called me. So I show up, me and my father. So my father and my father had never been, I'd never been courtside at that moment.
Crazy.
It was crazy, unbelievable, great experience. My father sits down in our seats, and it's me, my father, and Phil Collins sitting next to my dad. So, yeah. So my dad, first of all, my dad doesn't know that it's Phil Collins.
Okay.
He has no idea that it's Phil Collins. People are coming up and yelling stuff, at him and whatever. He has no clue that this is Phil Collins. So my father also, by the way, at some point during the game, asked me, I looked down and he goes, Chris, can you take a picture? And I looked down, my dad has his shoe and his sock off with his bare foot on the court at Madison Square Garden.
You have to be kidding me.
No, swear to God. He's got his bare foot on the court. And I'm like, what are you doing, Dad? He's like, I want to just put my foot. He's like, it'd be funny to send your stepmother a picture of my foot on a basketball
He's not
court.
wrong.
I'm like, yeah, it's a great thing, Dad. So I'm like, no, put your shoe and your sock back on.
He's got bare crusty foot in $4,000 seats.
Yeah, a 70-year-old diabetic
Phil
foot.
Collins is looking at his bare foot.
Yeah, well, Phil Collins was sitting there eating a bag of Easter candy the entire time. I swear to God, he's literally eating Cadbury eggs and other types of
He's
chocolate
not wrong
buns.
either.
Yeah, he's first of all, there's a policy where you can't bring in any outside food or beverage into Madison Square Garden. Where did Phil Collins get a bag of Easter candy?
He didn't get a bag of goddamn Easter candy.
Because I didn't get a bag of Easter candy.
No, they don't have bags of Easter. He smuggled in Easter candy.
The British are weird.
That means that at a specific moment, he was looking at the bag of candy and he goes, well, I'd have to smuggle it in.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Phil Collins,
bag of Easter candy. So he's eating the Easter candy. A security guard has to come over and say, sir, would you please put your shoe and sock back on? I said to the security guard, I swear to God, I asked him right then and there, I said, sir, how long have you been working Madison Square Garden? He said 25 years. I said, in all of your 25 years, have you ever had to ask someone sitting courtside to please put their shoe and sock back on? And he says, actually, no. I said, well, I could have guessed that, but that was actually no. Then my father asked one of the ball boys to please, this is 2018. My father asked one of the ball boys if there was a possibility that he could get, for me, a signed basketball from Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing.
I was going to say Patrick Ewing
hasn't played for the Knicks since the early 2000s, okay? And the ball boy says, I can get you a signed ball, but Patrick Ewing, unfortunately tonight, as he hasn't been in the last 10 years, is not in the building. So I'm like, Dad, why are you... First of all, I'm a grown man. Why are you asking for signed basketballs from players?
Your dad is great because your dad operates on like two cylinders that are constantly banging.
Yes.
One is like clueless, holy cow, I've never seen anyone like this man. But then all of a sudden he's asking for a signed Patrick Ewing basketball, and both are endearing.
Both, yeah.
Your dad, I would love to see a documentary on your dad, or I'd love to see... I'd love to see your dad's parent, your grandparents. I want to know how your dad came to be.
Well, Homeless Pimp and I are going to film a documentary about my dad. So that's going to happen. We're going to go down to Tampa, Florida. My dad now lives in Tampa, Tony. We're going to go down there and film him. So yeah, he's a wild character. But so we're at the game, Easter Sunday. Phil Collins eating the Easter candy. My dad's asking for signed basketballs from Patrick Ewing. I'm mortified. So all of a sudden, the New York Knicks staff come over and they're putting they go to with their camera equipment and they go to put Phil Collins on the Jumbotron.
Right.
So my dad goes, why would they? Turns to me in full volume. He goes, why would they put this asshole up on the screen?
Oh, no.
Yeah. So he and again, he doesn't know that he still has no idea that that's Phil Collins. I'm like, because it's Phil Collins, Dad. He goes, who, from Bon Jovi?
Didn't he think
Steven Tyler was from Bon Jovi. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Bon Jovi.
He thought Steven Tyler was Bon Jovi. Anybody and Oba is Bon Jovi. So he goes, who, from Bon Jovi? Because that's just my dad's thing. We should call him Tony Bon Jovi.
Tony Bon Jovi.
He has no idea what Bon Jovi is. He goes, oh, okay. He goes, from Bon Jovi. I said, it's Phil Collins. And he goes, name one of his songs. And then with that, they start going, do-douche, 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 douche. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, Sal, you have to understand, the crowd is erupting.
Oh, that's an arena song.
Yeah, erupting, clapping. 18,000 people, do-douche. They're going, bah, 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 going crazy. Phil Collins is waving at the Jumbotron right next to my father. My dad goes, I've never heard this song. I was like, what?
Come on.
You've never heard this song.
Phil Collins.
I said, Dad, it's Phil Collins.
There's a girl that's been on my mind all the time. Hey, babe.
Nice.
Hey, babe.
So he puts Phil Collins up on the Jumbotron. The New York Knicks staff crushing with you in the air tonight. 18,000 people, whatever sold out capacity was at Madison Square Garden, clapping, going nuts. They literally, I've never seen this ever in my life. They dim the lights for a Jumbotron shout out. Like literally dim the lights.
He's one of the biggest living musicians of all time.
Of all time, okay? They take a 2 seconds, put the camera down because it's still in a New York Knicks timeout. Then they put the camera on me.
I hope they played in the air tonight as well.
No, they put the camera on me, and I believe we have my last name is spelled Distefano.
Yeah.
They put up on the Jumbotron Chris, Chris Destafano. So they have my name spelled wrong.
Name wrong.
Yeah, and then they put a clip up of some MSG show I did called The Bracket, where I'm legit 50 pounds heavier. I look like just a swollen
to follow
mess.
Phil Collins.
Follow Phil Collins. Literally, the clip is playing. Not a single person is making sound. The only thing I could hear was one of the ball boys dribbling the basketball, chewing gum, not even looking in my direction. I swear. And again, there's footage of this. Somebody while I'm playing, when it's over and you're waving at the camera when Phil Collins was getting a standing ovation, I hear somebody scream from the upper deck, "Who is that?" That's what I swear to God. And the only thing throughout it, that I even remember, because it was like traumatizing, is I felt my father's hand slowly rubbing the middle of my back, saying to me, "It's going to be over soon, champ." He goes, "Man, this is the clip. Look at the tits on that."
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's my Phil Collins story. Oh, and then
look
after
at you.
that,
You're in a structure shirt.
Yep. And then after that bomb of a thing, of me, even Phil Collins felt bad. I swear to God, he passed down his Easter candy, and I got a piece of his Easter candy.
Phil Collins is a guy. What a guy.
What a guy.
I had my only courtside. I have a courtside Knicks story.
Really?
Well, it's similar.
You've only went to courtside once?
I've been to the Knicks games a few times, but sometimes a few rows back. But like first row, dead center.
Right.
It was like Walt Frazier. It was like somebody.
Oh my God!
Someone was like the first seat, right?
Right.
It was like, I forget who. It was like an old Knick, right?
Right.
But like a Hall of Fame Knick. I forget who. I feel bad. But then so right.
By the way, I want to tell you, your skin looks fantastic.
Thank you so much.
It really does. It looks great.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I actually bought a new exfoliator.
Right.
And it's actually like it's meant to not be too rough on the skin.
And you got a haircut. A lot of fans were saying, "Oh, why isn't Sal got a haircut?" You got a haircut, so you braved it,
I like
and you
to
went
go long. I like to go short.
and now it's short, and you got a haircut.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah. So go on.
So it's me, right? So then I get, so I'm like, oh my God, I'm nervous, right? I'm like, I can't believe I'm sitting courtside, right?
Right.
So I sit down, Dexter's with me, and then it's my buddy Dexter, my manager, and then it's
Shout
me.
out Dex.
Shout out Dex.
Not Dexter, the serial killer from Showtime.
No.
Not that Dexter.
No.
That would be fun though. If that Dexter was your manager, if he got out of serial killing and managing that'd be fantastic.
Success story if I ever heard.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a Knicks Hall of Famer, and I'm forgetting who, and then it's me and Dex, and then it's Matthew Broderick's son.
Matthew Broderick's son.
So this is what happens, okay? We're sitting. I'm like, I can't believe this. Oh, who's gonna be sitting next to me? That's what I was thinking when I was going there. So we're dead center. We're sitting down there playing the Bulls.
Okay.
I believe it was a triple overtime game. Really fantastic game. And oh no, actually, they might have also been playing. Was it? I went another time they were playing LeBron. Anyway, I can't remember. So
you were there for them playing LeBron.
Saw LeBron.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild.
Seeing LeBron James up close and personal, it has to. I would imagine it would depress me because of what a physical specimen and unbelievable athlete he is, and I just am not that.
It's actually.
Or it's amazing.
It's amazing because what happens is every time he touches the ball, every time you see all the stands just get up and be just hanging on. I mean, every time he touches the ball, it's just he's got it, and it's just a flash.
Must be like Michael Jordan.
Exactly. Michael Jordan. Flashes are going off the whole time. So they get to the point where they're putting everybody on the jumbotron, right?
Right.
So they start on the. I'm most center court.
Right.
Just me. Someone, I forget who was there from the Knicks, and they start from the long end.
Right.
So what happens is the kid. You ever see the movie Baby Driver?
Of course, I've seen Baby Driver.
So that kid,
yeah,
he goes big. He's a Knicks gear, big, loud.
Angle Ensworth is his name.
Something like
Angle.
that.
I think his name is Angle and Ensworth. By the way, I just looked.
It is a unique name, I believe.
Angle Ellsworth. By the way, just real quick, LeBron James, 36 years old, born December 30th, 1984. I was born August 26th, 1984. LeBron James is younger than me. So.
Younger than you. Yeah.
Yeah, I am older than LeBron James. And our lives are a little different.
Yeah, I am older
I'm happy to be here with you.
I am older than every single person in the NFL.
Even Tom?
Yes, I am.
You're older than Tom.
I am.
Interesting.
Every single player in the NFL I am older than.
You are older than.
Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
And the youngest player, I'm more than 2 times their age.
You can be the youngest player in the NFL's father easily.
Today.
The youngest there is potential the youngest player in the NFL father younger than you.
That's correct.
That's the very, very huge possibility.
Yes. I think I'm older than Justin Bieber's mom.
Right. You could be Justin Bieber's mom.
I could be his mom.
And you're not, and listen, I don't know about, but you're not, are you Justin Bieber's mom?
No, but I would have raised him with the same amount of love. I swear to you.
Okay.
Do you guys see the Super Bowl?
Yeah, God bless either Tom Brady or
Patrick
Mahomes won.
But
yeah.
Brady won.
Yeah, Brady won.
Brady won, and then by the way, his name is Ansel Elgort.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, by the way, not only won the Super Bowl, won MVP, and then 3 days later got absolutely annihilated on avocado tequila, avocado martinis. And for me, even if he is your rival, even if Tom Brady's your rival team, if you don't like Tom Brady, I think there's something wrong with you, because it's the kid's a winner. He's an absolute winner, and he likes to drink and have a good time.
At this point, how can you hate him?
I don't know.
How can you hate against him? I mean, it's a one thing with the Pats,
right? But
to go and do what he did this year, it's almost like you have to root for the guy. How do you not root for the guy?
You have to root for the guy.
He's also the oldest player in the NFL.
I think a fact about him is too. I don't think he's ever eaten a strawberry.
Says here he doesn't drink coffee. I don't.
He doesn't even drink coffee.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever had a strawberry.
Now, how do you know that?
I thought I saw an interview say that he's never had a strawberry in his life.
I've never had a Cinnabon.
You've never had a Cinnabon?
No. Remember, I never had one. Yeah.
The thing is, though,
we were talking about this because last week you said something about.
Yeah, and
I don't want to deviate.
No. Okay. I don't want to deviate. But let me just bring up an edited text of. You said to me, we were talking. You and I were.
Are you going to bring up the text? Okay.
I had said to you, because I'm always on my Fitness Pal counting cows.
Yeah.
We're talking about stuff, and then I said out of nowhere, I said, "Do you believe this, Sal? I just went on my Fitness Pal app because I ordered Cinnabons and Carvel for my family. I said one Cinnabon is 800 calories.
Gangbuster.
800 calories. I said I'm not going to log it into my fitness pal because if I don't log it in, it doesn't count.
Correct.
So you said to me, and I sent you a picture of them, and you said, wow. You said, I thought they were even more than that. I've never had one. I think someone gave me a bite once, but can't even confirm. I've certainly never bought one, that being possible.
Yes.
And I said, Sal, what do you mean that being possible? He goes, and then he goes, and then we said some voice notes, and then I said,
no, you were telling me that we should, since you haven't had a pork chop and I haven't had you were freaked out that I hadn't had a Cinnabon.
I couldn't. It was literally.
You freaked out more than I freaked out, and you didn't see The Godfather, and you didn't have a pork chop.
I couldn't believe when you said I had a Cinnabon.
Yeah.
And now keep in mind, we are in New York City. We it's okay to tell we live in New York City,
Yeah.
which is probably the most famous city in the whole world.
Sure.
I say we should on the next episode.
And Dubuque.
And Dubuque. Shout out Dubuque. Minnesota?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Iowa?
Dubuque, Iowa. It's
yeah.
Dubuque, Iowa.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
You're right. It's Dubuque, Iowa. I feel stupid.
Yeah.
It's Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Sheboygan.
So I say to you on the next episode, hey babe, I should eat a pork chop and you should eat a Cinnabon.
Yeah.
And you say 100%, let's do that. Hopefully we can get a Cinnabon somehow. And that's when I threw my phone at the wall. I said, somehow we live in New York City. And then I proceeded to Google locations of knowing where your home address is, knowing my home address, and I found at anywhere you look within under a mile, there's a Cinnabon somewhere. And then because you said to me, there's no way there's a Cinnabon, and you said you think you can only get it in a mall.
I thought you could only get them in the mall.
No.
That's the only time I've ever seen them.
Yeah.
Or an airport or something, maybe?
No, you can get Cinnabons at Carvel's. And you didn't know that.
Didn't know that.
But the fact you said, yeah, because you were saying, like, I guess if we have to go through TSA and do all that, we could do that for the bit to go to the airport and get the Cinnabon. And I'm like, no, Sal, we don't have to do any of that.
Okay.
You can literally walk 5 blocks.
To go to the airport.
I was howling, laughing at my phone.
I thought I needed to book passage in order to get a Cinnabon access.
Yeah, you were like, oh, do we also have to go? You were like, like with COVID, I can't really be going into the mall right now. Yeah. And I'm like, what is he talking about? We could just go get a Cinnabon.
I didn't realize that you can get a Cinnabon in your neighborhood.
Yeah, 100% right in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're talking about.
So there's brick and mortar Cinnabon. Oh, no. Is there a Cinnabon like a Cinnabon store? Or is it just like Cinnabon, people carry Cinnabon like Carvel?
There's 100% a Cinnabon.
Fresh ice cream. Fresh, do you know that? It's the old theme song. Hey, babe. Fresh ice cream. Fresh. Hey, babe. No. Oh, yeah. So I'll try a Cinnabon. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to try a Cinnabon. It's a am I saying it right? Is it Cinnabon? Cinnabon?
It's Cinnabon.
But they spell it B-O-N, like Cinnabon.
No, it's C-I-N-N-A-B-O-N. Cinnabon.
But why? So doesn't that make you want to say Cinnabon?
It does make me want to say...
Wait, how do you spell cinnamon?
C-I-N-N-A-M-O-N.
Oh, it's M-O-N.
I'm Chris
and it's
Cinnamon.
B-O-N.
Well,
so we say cinnamon, so it should be Cinnabon.
Cinnamon from Jamaica.
Yeah. Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. Cinnabon. Yeah, it should say Cinnabon. You're right. But they put on the B-O-N because I think they're trying to be, a little bit more, I guess, upscale. But a Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. Why don't they call it a Cinnabon? Oh, because Cinnabon is what it really is. They're
right.
They're changing it. They're stylizing it to Cinnabon.
Right.
Because it has cinnamon? Or no?
I would say yes. If I had to guess, I would say yes. That the reason why it's called a Cinnabon is because they've just changed the B to an M. You're throwing B's at me, babe.
Let me ask you this.
Okay, yeah.
You've had a Cinnabon.
I've had a Cinnabon. I've had multiple Cinnabons.
So is the main ingredient cinnamon?
The main ingredient for Cinnabon...
cinnamon in it. Cinnamon. Cinnamon. We talked about this before? I feel like I've talked about this before.
No, not with me.
Are you serious?
Cinnamon is the main ingredient in a Cinnabon.
Are you reading this?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm not. I'm genuinely coming from memory.
Would you say the star of the Cinnabon is the icing or the cinnamon?
I would say that the star of the Cinnabon is
The sheer size of it? Is it the dough?
It's I would say this. The star of it. I would say this. You absolutely cannot make a Cinnabon without cinnamon.
Okay.
But you can make it without dough or icing. But you need cinnamon to make a Cinnabon.
Well, you can make it without icing, but how can you make a Cinnabon without dough?
Then it's just a bun with no cinnamon.
But the bun is a bun, and the bun is dough.
Well, listen, just for fun. Just for fun,
Yeah.
we can try to explore ideas of how you can make a Cinnabon without cinnamon.
Juan, do you want to do that?
Well, listen, I'm only one man, so
Yeah. Well, we'll see if we can.
see if we can.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time I was on the run?
No.
Yeah, I was on the run.
And what happened?
I was in the sun eating a Cinnabon, and I wanted some more cinnamon. So then I started to run.
Was that the day you went to see Tron?
Yes, that's the way I went to see Tron. And the reason why I have a thing over my eyes right now is because I got a squirt of lemon in it, and it's stinging.
It's sting on.
A sting on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how far do you think we could take this?
I think the sky's the limit, hon.
Yeah.
I think we could keep going, or we
I think
cannot.
you're right on.
Right on.
At what point do we start having people join the fun? Or are they getting...
I think we're just about there, and I'm ready to officially say this bit is done.
This is done.
This is done, but we had a
This is the opposite of fun.
But we had a nice run.
It was a nice run, and we did what we can. But honestly, I'm sweating bullets. Yeah, this is a bomb.
This is a bomb.
This is now a full bomb.
A bomb, but you know what?
A Cinnabon. This is a Cinnabon.
This is yeah.
This is what they call in the world comedy world. This is a Cinnabon at this point. We had them.
Right.
We had them. They were on board.
You had him and then we lost. We had him and then we lost him, but it doesn't matter.
When do you guys think the cinnamon bun was invented?
The cinnamon bun was invented. I'll tell you what it is right now, homeless pimp. The cinnamon bun was invented in 1982 in Fredericksburg, Mississippi, by a man named John Chester. What is the answer? Wow, 17th century.
17th century yeasty bread have long been produced. I don't have my glasses.
It wasn't until a perfect storm of sugar, carbs, and spice converged in the 17th century that the cinnamon bun, as we know today, was born. But when was Cinnabon, the store, made?
So it's not a Cinnabon. It's a cinnamon bun.
But one thing you have to understand is back in the day, sweets like that, like the sweets that like King Henry VIII used to eat or Marie Antoinette, they weren't sweet like we know it today. Like
Right.
sugar was a different thing. Like I went to a place once, I forgot exactly where it was, where they had cakes and food that tasted and were cooked exactly the way they were in like
that's
back in the day, and
fascinating.
in like medieval times, and it's even the cakes are disgusting.
Disgusting.
But not disgusting to them, but disgusting because of how much sugar, how addicted we
have
are
trained-
to sugar.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to say it's inedible. It's not inedible. You could still taste like that things are sweeter, but they didn't have sugar like we had it back then.
Right.
And so when was Cinnabon invented? Do we know, Pimp? December 4th, 1985. I said 1982.
Wow, that's a very specific day that it was invented.
Well, I mean, the Cinnabon first store opened. What an idea, by the way, for a business.
So let me get this straight then. Hold on. I'm doing some quick math. But no, so then Tom Brady's older than the Cinnabon.
Tom Brady, yeah. Okay. Tom Brady's older than Cinnabon. Yeah.
So the Cinnabon could play in the NFL.
1,000. The Cinnabon could be retiring from the NFL at any moment. We'd love, by the way.
I've never heard anyone say anything bad about a Cinnabon, but I have heard people say like if they try to eat, because it's not different sizes. It's just one monstrosity, right?
Well, no, because Cinnabons evolved over the last few years. They now have mini Cinnabons. They have big Cinnabons. They have different types of flavor Cinnabons.
Let me ask you this. Is there a Cinnabon cereal?
There's got to be.
There is?
Pimp would know.
If not, I want 10%.
Pimp
Sorry,
smokes weed.
Cinnabon.
Yeah, they got it. We got it already.
There's a Cinnabon cereal?
There's a Cinnabon cereal.
Whoa. Oh, so they really branched out. There's a Cinnabon cream of wheat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who's necessarily going ape shit for the Cinnabon cream of wheat.
scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like a Cinnabon?
Okay. So not counting how many calories it has and not thinking about the devastation it would do to my tits, I would say
You say devastation. I say, the more the merrier.
The more the merrier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Cinnabon. I like a Cinnabon at 10. I think it actually is. Here are the top desserts in my opinion. I would put Cinnabon, a freshly piping hot Cinnabon, at number 1.
Whoa.
For sure, number 1.
Of all dessert?
Of all desserts. Number 2, tiramisu. And number 3, Oreo cookies.
Wow.
What about you?
I don't have it at the ready.
I've seen, you're a chocolate guy.
Cookies. But that's very broad.
Yeah.
I love cookies. I love chocolate. Sure.
Okay.
I'm not a big candy guy. I think a brownie is up there.
A freshly baked brownie.
Yeah.
Freshly baked brownie is very, very good.
But, all right, I got to make you a pork chop. I'll have a Cinnabon.
Yeah.
And
that's what we got to
try it live on the first time.
And goat cheese. If we could get a goat in here and milk it. I've never had goat milk or goat cheese. If we can, would you mind?
What we should do is just make a short list, maybe 5 things each that we've never had, and we'll do a taste testing of them all right here.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Live on the show.
So Enzo, what's his name? Enzo Algart and
Enzo Algart.
Enzo
Algart, baby. Let's just call him Baby Driver, BD.
I mean, no disrespect to him at all. It's a unique name, and I don't want to get it wrong. So this guy, everyone cheers. They slide the camera down. Fat Joe, your boy.
Big time. Love Fat Joe. Joey Crack.
Fat Joe's there. He's in Jordans. He's all flied out. The place goes wild. It's Fat Joe.
New York favorite. It's Fat Joe. Yeah.
Right? New York zone. God bless him, right?
God bless Fat Joe.
Scans. Matthew Broderick. Place goes apeshit. He's another New Yorker through and through.
Ferris
right?
Bueller.
Ferris Bueller's, right? And of course, everything else he did, which was amazing as well.
Yeah.
Because he has had a long, illustrious career.
Absolutely. It's
Okay.
Matthew Brod.
Slides to a little bit of Matthew Broderick's son.
Up on the Jumbotron.
I think he was kind of in there with him. Good kid, waved. I think everyone cheered. Maybe he didn't, but I was sitting. But he did. And then I'm like a little nervous. I don't really want to go up on the Jumbotron.
Right.
And I'm like, and then everyone's, looking because they see who's there.
Right.
And they're yelling and this and that. And then all of a sudden, lights off. They never come to me ever. They did Matthew Broderick's son. And everyone, I was the last one. And it's like, and then everyone's like, oh, boo. They did like just yelling at me and everything. And I'm just like, it's so embarrassing.
But by that time, had you and the Impractical Jokers already sold out Madison Square Garden, already done that show?
Yeah, I already sold it out.
And they put on Broderick's son before you.
There's a picture of it on my Instagram,
where they literally like just gone.
I was like, and then they're like, thank you.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And I actually felt relief, but then I got the residual of everyone being like, you got punked. And I was like, I don't know, guys.
Now, Madison Square Garden just opened for 10%. 10% tickets.
Really?
You can get in there at
10%. All
10%,
tickets 10%
at 10%
off.
capacity. I genuinely emailed my agent and I said, hey, what are the chances here that I could get in at Madison Square Garden? Because I think in New York City, 10% of what's the Madison Garden max capacity?
Probably
18,000?
18,000.
So
depends on the setup.
I said, could we convince them that, hey, maybe I can outside chance in my home city sell 1,800 tickets? Because nobody else.
That's awesome. I thought you were saying, could you be one of the people sitting courtside?
No, because the big acts can't do it. Like you got, an act that sold out MSG is not going to do it for 1,800 people, but I certainly would. Right. And then I could say I sold out Madison. I sold out Madison Square Garden. Yeah. I could technically say that. And my agent
27.
My agent put in an ask.
Yeah.
He put in an ask to Madison Square Garden.
He did?
Yeah, he did. He just said, and they simply wrote back one word, no. That's what it was. And he said, you know what I was thinking about the other day?
How could I know?
And what I wish you would see more of, I love Ray J, Brandy's brother.
Oh, of course.
I love this guy. I love his music.
Wait a minute. I know his songs.
Yeah, I love his music. I love some of the videos he's been in. I love Ray J, and I just wish I heard more about him, but I haven't seen anything from Ray J lately. Have you?
You nuts? Are you nutso in your head?
Yes.
He has his own headphones.
What?
Raycons, baby.
Raycons are from Ray J?
You don't know nothing about that?
I love Raycons.
They're wireless headphones, and they hook up to Bluetooth nice and easy.
They got 6 hours of playtime.
Yeah. So you do know Raycons.
Of course I know Raycon. I had them in my ears yesterday.
You had a pair of Raycons in your ear yesterday and didn't know that they were owned by Ray J, and today you brought up Ray J on your own.
I literally, this morning, had my Raycon headphones in, was listening to Brandy sitting up in my room, sitting here thinking about you. But the reason why I was listening to that song is because I wanted to feel closer to Ray J. And I didn't realize Ray J's actually inside of me.
Ray J was inside of you, like many of, Ray J was inside your ears.
Yes,
like
he was inside my ears.
No, I'm saying like usually he's inside your ears because of the sonic,
right?
The sonicness of it. But now he's physically inside you.
Ray J was physically inside of me through Raycon headphones, and all you have to do if you want to get Ray J inside you,
no strings attached.
No strings attached. Literally, buyraycon.com/heybabe. The website is BYU Raycon RAYCON.com/heybabe HEYBABE. Get Ray J inside you. So Sal, I've really the last couple of weeks I've been really having like a rock hard penis for most of the day.
Interesting,
because I've been using Blue Chew. I've been using because I had those problems when I couldn't get my penis up and nothing I do it just my dick just wouldn't go up. But now I've been going to BlueChew.com and I put in the promo code HeyBabe and I've been getting it for free.
No, nothing in this life is free.
Well, you get $5 off shipping.
No, that's not true at all. You spend $5 for shipping and you get it for free.
You spend $5.
I was setting you up to be like, no, there is things in life that you get for free. And then I thought you were going to hit them with the great deal that we have for them. But we floundered. And we're not going to edit this out because we're men of the people.
Because we're men of the people. And I'm proud to stand by my erection. And if you just go to BlueChew.com, promo code HeyBabe.
Yes.
Then what exactly? You're going to
you
pay
try it
$5
for free. You get your first shipment free. And then you just pay 5 beans for the shipping. That's it. So you're paying for the shipping. You're getting the product for free. You can't beat that.
That you can't beat.
Think about the ads we do, 10% off, 20% off.
No.
This, that, the other. This is free.
Free. Promo code HeyBabe. Pay $5 shipping. BlueChew.com. That's it. All right, this coming Monday, I have wild news. If you go to yopeanut.com, that's YOPEANUT.com, guess what you're going to find? New, no press Saratoga peanut butter flavors. You can go get the no press pack. It's 2 8-ounce jars. 1 butterscotch peanut butter blend, 1 white chocolate almond butter with Maine blueberry. Shout out Maine. That's the Hey Babe and Taste Buds podcast in a pack of Saratoga peanut butter. You made our dreams come true. Thank you to the fans. This Monday, it's live, yopeanut.com. Take a photo with the peanut butter that you buy, with the no press pack, with Hey Babe and Taste Buds. Take a picture with it. All the proceeds are going to a child abuse charity. So it's really awesome that go help those kids that are in need. YoPeanut.com. We're excited. I cannot believe we got our own peanut butter flavor. I can't wait to smear it on my nipples. So wait, what is this? Why is Sal's face up on, what's going on? You got Sal's face up on Times Square right now.
So my face is right now on a billboard on Times Square. Did I tell you about this?
No. What's going on?
For the television show, they are renaming me Prince Herb. As you know, Herb is like, like a cornball. Like we grew up here, so it's like
calling somebody a Herb.
Kids are made Herb.
Yeah, kids are
He's
Herb.
A Herb. Yeah, kids are Herb. So what they did was they got me in Times Square and they turned me around and I looked up and it's the biggest billboard in Times Square. It's the entire building underneath where the ball drops.
Oh my! That's a big billboard.
That entire building. And
he just popped up.
I was like, "What is that?" And they're like, "Oh, it says now introducing newest cast member Prince Herb." They changed the credits of the show to Prince Herb. In the credits, in the end, in the beginning, when I come out on screen, instead of Sal, it says Prince. They're only going to refer to me as Prince Herb for the rest of the season. And then in the billboard, these 2 huge diamond or cubic zirconia studs. It's animated and it falls down and clicks onto my ears. And I'm like, "Yo, what's up with those things?" And they're like, "Yeah, now also right this second, we're putting cubic zirconia studs in your ears, and you're going to have those in every scene for the rest of the entire season too." And then they tell me, "We're going on Seth Meyers tonight, and you're going to be known as Prince Herb Herb on all media outlets, interviews, late night, daytime talk show. They went on Kelly Clarkson's show. They call me Prince Herb. Seth Meyers is like, please welcome my guest, Sal Joe Murrin. Q Joe Murrin, Prince Herb.
Wait a second. So did you physically go into the Seth Meyers studio and do this?
It was a Zoom because of the teen, but I can only go on stage now as Prince Herb.
Yeah.
And I pierced my friggin' ears yesterday.
Your ears are pierced right now.
Yeah, so they took the studs out because they were so big that they said that if I had them in for a couple days before we shoot again, it'll keep the wound open pretty big. Right. So what they did was they put in these little pieces so the hole doesn't close up. But then when I go back on set every single day for the rest of the year, I had to, every single scene, every single day I film for the rest of the year, I have to wear double cubic zirconia, huge 3-carat studs. So that's
was
the
it
billboard.
Painful?
Yes, it was actually.
It actually was. Right?
Yeah, I was like, and I know kids do it, and I know people do it and everything, but I was like, it's gonna hurt a little bit. And they did my left ear first. It's a phenomenon he told me about. The left ear, I was like, ow, okay.
Right.
It was you felt it. It was sharp. It was 1 second. It was done.
Right.
And then it was a little bit tingly, but then it went away. So I was expecting the same for the right ear. The right ear hurt 10 times more for some reason. I don't know if it's right ear, left ear, but I don't know if the guy just botched it. But he was great. But something was different. The pain threshold of the right ear was 10 times worse.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's now a billboard in Times Square of my face. Just my face, to give you a little perspective of how big that is. They said most of my head is just the head part this is 86 feet.
86
so that's
feet.
how big it is. Someone sent me an aerial view from it's called Live Earth or something. Look at that. That's where you see it from all the way down the block and from.
And how long will that be up of your face in Times Square?
It was up for the first hour full while we filmed, and now it's just intermittent. It comes up.
Wow. Dude, and
look, that's a live feed. See the cars driving? Look
this
at that
is live
thing.
right now. Your face is up there in Times Square. What would you do if somebody was able to somehow get the devil ears and make a mustache on you somehow, like how they would do in the subway?
I would just live my life the same.
Yeah, nothing would change.
Nothing for me. Nothing would change.
Did I ever tell you about the time I tried to get my tongue pierced once?
No,
why?
I
went to go get on my 16th birthday.
You thought it was because you did it because it was hip?
I did it because I was hip. It was all my friends did it. It was my birthday party that night where I was supposed to, my mom had a big party to eat, all my friends are coming over, chicken fingers, all that stuff. And I was thinking how am I going to eat my food with a swollen tongue? Because all my friends had the swollen tongue.
Hell no.
Everybody gets their tongue pierced.
You have to.
Right. 3 guys, three of my friends go get their tongue pierced. I'm going up next. I sit down. I'm in the chair. The guy's got, the gloves or whatever. Go stick out your tongue. I go like this. He goes, your tongue's too short. I can't pierce it.
Thank God.
Yeah. Because he goes, and then he goes like this. He goes, go like that. He goes, now really stick it out. And I went, he goes, stick it out as far as you can. So I went, he goes, your tongue's too short. I can't pierce it. Whoa. I said, is that a common thing? Do most people have short tongues? He goes, no, I can usually pierce 99% of people's tongues. I said, you're telling me.
You have an abnormally short tongue.
I said, you're telling me you can't pierce my tongue. And he goes, let me see it one more time. And I go like that. He goes, it's not your real tongue.
This kid.
I swear to God.
Real tongue.
And I said,
you're so lucky, dude.
I couldn't pierce it.
That's probably, that's one thing I don't get. That seems like the most painful thing ever.
Right.
And then what happens? You just have a piece of metal swirling around your mouth at all times?
I don't.
Why is that okay? Why is that fun?
I don't know. My friends who did it, who got it, all have them taken out now. Because I don't think you can be in your mid-30s with a tongue ring anymore. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but...
Yeah. My friend Dom Di Bartolomeo, actually Chef Dom from Domenico's, shout out Domenico's out in L.A., order your food from him, go to his Instagram.
Di Bartolomeo is one of... that's a doozy of a last name.
Yeah.
And it's almost like 2 or 3 last names put together in one last name, and it's a classic name. And
keeps going.
I have a child on the way, July 4th. Now one of the names in the... running is Di Bartolomeo.
Di Bartolomeo Distefano would be amazing.
I mean, that's
Di Bartolomeo Distefano.
That's a German kid.
He could have 11 nicknames.
Imagine what's your name? Di Bartolomeo. It's that sounds like a football player name. It's Di Bartolomeo.
Di Bartolomeo. Yeah.
Di Bartolomeo it's a fascinating. Di Bartolomeo says, I know how to make a good sauce.
Right, and he does. Domenico's, right?
That's what it is.
I told the story. This is the guy that we actually we made believe that we were running out on the check at the diner. Did I tell you that story?
No.
I never told you that story?
No. Running out on the check on the diner? No.
Oh God! All right. Well, anyway, all right. So my
You
friend,
gotta do it.
Okay. So my friend in high school, he was like, oh, one day he comes to us, he goes, oh, dude, I'm gonna get my belly button pierced, and we were like, oh yeah.
That's a fun thing for a guy
Oh,
to say.
like I knew people were doing it, but it was like all females as far as I
Right.
knew. And then I just didn't really question. I was like, oh, I guess both people are doing it. Like both sexes are doing it. Like it's just a thing, like a tongue or an
Right.
eyebrow or
Right.
a nose.
Right.
And he went and got his belly button pierced and had a dangly jewelry hanging off of it. He was like a guitarist in like a.
But not ironically, like this is just a decision he made.
He wasn't like a fashion guy. He was like a regular guy, but he decided, I don't know if he thought it was going to be very appealing to people.
It wasn't a goof. He was like, I want to get my belly button pierced.
He was like, oh, dude, I'm getting my belly button pierced. Like, you know how you do that in high school? Like, I'm getting
Right.
a tattoo.
Right.
And I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, I guess everyone's doing it. I guess it's just like anything else.
Right.
And then he did it. And then like months went by and I never saw another male with a pierced belly button. And then we all were like, hey, I think you might have thought everybody was doing that, but the guys aren't really doing that. Not that you can't do it,
Right.
but especially you. You're not very
Right.
fashion forward.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's time you take it out.
Right.
Yeah, we had to level with him.
And he finally took it out.
I don't remember if he took it out then, but he doesn't have it now.
He doesn't.
And
yeah.
if you see him now, it's hysterical that he had it. It's such an ill-conceived thing right now, looking back, that he got his belly button pierced. Oh, look, it's just like that. I mean, you know, you got to look like Bruno. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you don't get it done. He did not look like Bruno.
Let me ask you this: what do you think for a guy is a crazier thing to do? Get a belly button ring or a lower back tattoo?
Oh man, I'd say maybe the tat, because the tat's perm.
Perm, yeah. The belly button
Yeah.
ring you can just take out, and also depends. Did this guy have an innie or an outie? Because if it's at an outie, maybe he's just looking to take, focus away from his belly button.
I don't remember his exact navel.
I once was playing basketball with a guy. Like literally, I saw this happen, and he was a big, tall guy, and he went up for a dunk, and he could easily dunk the basketball, and it was like the chain nets, like in a park. A lot of parks don't have the chain nets, but this park had chain nets.
Yeah.
It's a few years ago, and he went up to dunk, and his ring finger got stuck in the chain net, and he ripped his finger off.
You watched it happen?
His finger was dead.
No,
I swear to
no.
God, his finger with the wedding ring on was dangling in the chain nets. Yeah, like it was an ISIS video.
Oh my God.
Yep. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
And that's why those things are dangerous.
That's why those things are dangerous.
And,
yeah.
and then what happens?
That he he's screaming in pain. His finger it was like in a movie. It was shooting like sprouting blood, like it's an alfalfa sprout, like it's a 7th grade.
My mouth is wide open.
Sprouting blood. Well, I want Ezekiel bread right now. You know what I could really go for right now?
I have Ezekiel bread.
Tuna fish on an Ezekiel bread.
I
would love a tuna melt on Ezekiel.
I have both of those things. I could
Do you have Ezekiel English muffins?
No, I mean, don't be an asshole, but I have English muffin and I have Ezekiel, and you could put one English muffin and one Ezekiel together and maybe see where you get.
I mean, that's what I want. I want a tuna. I mean, because
you think I won't go downstairs and make you a tuna sandwich, half Ezekiel, half English muff? Because I will.
I mean,
test my friendship. Next episode, that's what you're going to be chewing on.
That's it. That's going to be the next episode. Ezekiel bread, Ezekiel English muffin with tuna. I mean, yeah. I mean, okay, so remember the other day I told you, I said, I'm sick and tired of going to the grocery store. I'm not doing it anymore. There's COVID. There's lines. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, you were screaming at me.
And I said, can there be at least one place that gives me 22 or more fresh recipes and ingredients?
It was specific, but I thought it was odd. But yeah, you said that.
Well, I found it. HelloFresh. I went to HelloFresh.com. You ready for what I did?
Oh, I know about HelloFresh.
You know about HelloFresh?
Yeah, what'd you do?
I couldn't believe what this was happening. I go to HelloFresh.com. On a whim, I put in the promo code HeyBabe10. Just out of nowhere, I said, just try something, So I go, HeyBabe10, promo code. They gave me 10 free meals.
But you paid for shipping?
I didn't pay for shipping.
Get out of here now.
I checked my credit card bill. I called. I said, there's been fraudulent activity. There's nobody even charged me for shipping. I got 10 HelloFresh meals in here by using the promo code HeyBabe10.
Who's the CEO of HelloFresh? Crazy Eddie? That's insane.
It's Santa Claus. What are even the options for the food?
I did look it up, actually.
Okay.
There's Carb Smart.
Okay.
There's low-cal, pescatarian, vegetarian, everything you want. And it's basically They package fresh produce from local farmers.
From local
I
farmers.
mean, what else do you want? They're even following the trends here.
Yeah.
And you know what they do? They pre-package the portions and the ingredients.
I saw
so you're
that.
not overbuying.
I saw that.
You ever go to these big box stores and buy enough for a month and then it goes
Yeah.
to waste? You're spending too much on your wallet. It's too much waste for the environment.
I don't need it.
This is helping out.
I don't need it at all. And these little packages, they come and I cook them. I've finally learned how to cook. I feel safe because it's getting delivered right to my door. And I'm telling you, I literally was sitting down. It was like God himself was speaking to me, or herself or they self would speak to me. And they said, do me a favor, Chris. Go to HelloFresh.com. Put in the promo code HeyBabe10 and watch your dreams come true. And they did. I got 10 free meals, including free shipping.
That's a lot. That's a lot of meals. If you eat 3 meals a day, that's like 3 meals, 1 day worth of food for no cost.
No cost at all.
I don't understand how I don't understand the business model. But that's not for us to decide.
It's not for us to
Go to
decide.
HelloFresh.com/HeyBabe10. Use code HeyBabe10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping.
Yeah.
America's #1 meal kit.
What do you think?
Trick question.
Go ahead.
I don't think.
More than 50 million men in the United States. You know what they suffer from? I'm going to give you the initials. MPB.
MPB.
Yep.
Michael. Peanut butter.
Nope.
Okay.
Male pattern baldness.
Okay. Same.
Male pattern baldness.
Close.
And guess what?
Yeah.
There's actually when I this morning I woke up. First thing I said to my mother slept over. First thing I said to her, I said, "Ma, there's got to be at least 5 FDA recommended products for male pattern baldness." She said, "I would say more than that, honey." Guess what? Only 2. There are only 2 FDA approved medications that prevent hair loss.
And you know what one of them is?
You know, Keeps.
Keeps.
They don't. No, that's not the medication. Keeps offers both of the 2 FDA approved medications.
What?
Yeah, you ruined the whole thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, we're gonna keep going.
You're gonna keep
because
this in?
Keeps.
You're gonna keep this in?
We're gonna keep this in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Keeps, convenient virtual doctor consultations and medications delivered straight to your door every 3 months. You don't have to leave your home.
You don't have to leave your home. Guess what?
What?
You know what? Whenever this episode comes out,
Yeah.
it's probably going to come out somewhere soon,
Yeah.
around Easter time.
Yeah.
Guess what, baby?
What?
You're not getting Peeps this year.
You're getting
Keeps.
Keeps.
That's what you get.
That's
And
what you're
guess what you
getting.
got to do? All you got to do, if you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss now, all you got to do is go to Keeps, KEEPS.com/HeyBabe to receive your first month of treatment for free. What is it, Sal? Tell them again.
That's KEEPS.com/HeyBabe to get your first month free. KEEPS.com/HeyBabe.
Do you know anything about Ezekiel bread?
Nothing but the name.
It's flourless. It was the same, allegedly called Ezekiel bread because it's the same bread they used at Jesus' time. They made it like allegedly Jesus would have eaten Ezekiel bread.
What does that mean? Oh, you mean the timing wise?
The timing wise. So kind of how when I said like they would make things like, you know, like sweets and all that stuff as they did like in medieval times, Ezekiel bread allegedly is made as it would have been in Jesus' time. So I don't know if they make it from stone and purify it in the river. I don't know what they do.
What did they do for like meals back then? I know they multiplied fish and they pounded wine, but like
You'd have to
was
go.
there sandwiches?
No, come on. Sandwiches was invented by Earl Sandwich.
Oh, right.
No, that's true. The
Earl of
sandwich
Sandwich.
was invented by the Earl of Sandwich. Oh, by the way, people back in Jesus' time ate a mostly plant-based, clean diet. They were keto friendly.
Yeah.
In that region of the world, lentils, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, dates, nuts, and fish were all quite popular for snacks. Some even ate grasshoppers and crickets.
Oh, so they were doing what's that? The caveman, the paleo?
Paleo. They were paleo kids.
That's why Jesus had abs. What do you want to do about it?
It was ripped. Yeah, so I really right now, I said it on the last podcast because I had a tuna melt from a place, and now I really just want a tuna melt on Ezekiel because I only have 700 calories left for the day, so it gets dicey because it's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, you went hard with the calories early on.
But I went hard, but you know what I had is my girlfriend made oatmeal pancakes, so it was literally, she made pancakes, but it was oatmeal, banana, it was 2 cups of oatmeal, banana, honey, and I think she put dark chocolate chips in it, but it was a pancake, but it was all oatmeal. It
Right.
wasn't any pancake mix, but that hit me for 700 calories.
Wow, that sounds like a really nice early afternoon.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, I got up at 6 a.m. I was woken up. It's a snow day here again in New York. Another
snow day again. What do you want? It's a snow day.
Literally every time we do this podcast, it's snowing outside, and it's another snow day for my daughter. So we were woken up at 6 a.m. and she opened the front door, which she does now, got a thing of snow and hit me in the face with it. So that's what it was. She's the best.
So where are we at? Because I have this. Did you ever run out on a bill?
I've never ran out on a bill. Still to this day, never ran out on a bill.
And I never told you about the time we ran out on a bill.
No.
Okay.
Is this with Dominic?
Yeah.
What's the last name again?
DiBartolomeo.
DiBartolomeo.
Yeah. DiBartolomeo.
Should we get? I want to get a T-shirt that says DiBartolomeo.
Shout out Dom.
Yeah.
So we go to a diner here on Staten Island. I think it was the Golden Dove. Golden Dove on Richmond Ave. Do you know?
Great name for a diner. No.
Yeah.
No. The only diner I know on Staten Island is it's not only do they have great food. This diner, I've eaten there many times. I've done a comedy show there, and I also had my daughter's confirmation after party there. The Colonnade.
Colonnade's the king, the number one.
But that's great. But that so many times. I mean, I had my daughter's baptism there.
Dude, we've had a family after the wake there.
Yeah, Colonnade is the place to go.
It's like that's a good.
And then the back of it became the Looney Bin Comedy Club. For
I didn't know that.
Yes, they do.
When I was little, before they did the whole refurbish, my dad used to take me there for breakfast, and we used to sit at the bar, and I used to love it because I would order those little boxes of cereal.
Yeah,
but like as a kid, those little boxes of cereals, like it's so fun. It's so
fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna have a whole box.
My grandfather, when I would open up those little boxes, he wouldn't let me pour it into a bowl because he was like, "No, the way they have the box set up is you make the box, you pour the milk into the box, and you eat it out of the box."
But that's late in the game. That's when they made the bowl packaging.
Yes.
I had the mini cardboard. They just look like cereal boxes for Smurfs.
They were just little
boxes. And that's why for kids, it was amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember Dunkaroos, by the way?
Yeah.
How great were Dunkaroos?
Are they gone?
I think Dunkaroos are gone, or they're just making a comeback now.
I think they have a cereal.
Dunkaroos is basically, it's a cookie that you dunk the chocolate in, right?
Yeah.
Or the icing.
Yeah, it's pretty much you got to do the work.
They're still out? 90s nostalgia.
Dunkaroos.
Great name.
What?
Dunkaroo. I actually add a roo to a lot of when I speak, and I don't know how it started or anything.
So, like, what's an example? Like, can I have a coffee roux or?
I'll say like you know what? I can't think of it. No, like I'll be like you want to have a little luncheroo?
A little luncheroo.
Something like that, like where it fits. But I say it often now that you said Dunkaroo, and I'm like, why do I say that?
Right.
I guess it's just me being like a silly goose.
You got to think about, too, marketing and stuff like that, too, because she was so popular in the 90s and still is to this day. Why didn't they ever collaborate with RuPaul and have a Dunkaroo Paul? And you have RuPaul's face.
Great Halloween costume.
Dunkaroo Paul,
I like
is
when
that we're
people
going
combine. Dunkaroo Paul. Oh, that's pretty great.
Are we going with Dunkaroo Paul?
Just a giant graham cracker kangaroo drag queen?
That's what I want to do.
Right?
Dunkaroo
That's what
Paul.
It is, right? Isn't
I
that
want to go with Dunkaroo
kangaroo?
Paul. Yeah.
Dunkaroo Paul is great.
Dunkaroo Paul. All right, so you run out on the bill.
Dunkaroo Paul might also be a new mascot.
Dunkaroo Paul is the new mascot.
Along with all the other ones.
So you're in the diner with Dom Massachulo.
Yeah. So I'm in the it's me, Bobby Cannavale.
What's the last name again?
DiBartolomeo.
DiBartolomeo.
Okay. So my friend drives, and he has this Toyota Supra. He was such a rocker. He had the license plate that was a metal chain around it.
Okay.
Right. And so it's four of us, and my friend goes to someone floats the idea of walking out on a check, which I'd never do. But Dom,
by the way, a recent study claims 1 out of 20 people have dined and dashed. So
really,
so it's 1 out of 20. So it's a lot of people have done it.
5% of people have skipped a bill.
5% of people.
No, you ever do it? You ever skip a bill?
Only when the service was so terrible.
You walked out on bad service? Oh no! Like you didn't skip out on a bill. You were like, I don't want this meal.
The food sucked, and then the waiter never came back, so I just got up and left.
Okay, and you just left it there like that. It wasn't. You didn't feel like you were running from a bill.
I didn't gain anything, but they lost something.
Right, that's true. So you technically ran from it, but it wasn't like this was great. Now let's not pay. That's not really nice. Have you ever done it?
No, I'm one of those guys. Even if you get me a horrible haircut or the food sucked, I'll still just pay full price and tip.
Yeah,
I just always do that.
I ate yesterday. I went to go get something to eat, and it was terrible. And I was in the middle of telling the person I was with how terrible it was, and the waitress came over and goes, "How's everything?" And I go, "It's great, thank you." I do the same thing. I'm like,
Yeah,
"This is the worst. The balls on this place to charge $15 and everything's great. Thank you so much." That's what I do.
Because you know what to do. But the thing is, though, when something like that, like I think that's healthier than complaining and throwing a fit, because it's like it's just a part of your day. It sucked, but it's like things are okay.
We went to this like 2003. I was in Miami touring with at a comedy festival, and we went to this place called Kiss Steakhouse. I have no idea if it's still there.
Right.
It was one of these steakhouses that was worried more about being trendy than about being a steakhouse, maybe.
Right.
And I went with the guys. We were on tour, and I went with the guys
In 2003.
Yeah. Not on. Yeah, we toured as like a sketch comedy troupe, and we were in the Miami Improv Festival that year, right? So we go and we're like, oh, this will be our big night out. You know, we don't have a lot of money, so one night we're like, we'll do a steakhouse one night, save you ducats, right? So we get there and we order it, and we are so excited. There's these big velvet chairs. They look like king chairs that we're sitting in, and it's all like there's big lips everywhere. It was like very trendy Miami, and we order like, oh my god, we order like $40 steak, like, you know, and then the guy brings it over, and it's tough and cold. Like immediately, like as soon as they drop them, we start eating. Everyone slowly looks up and is like, "Yo, is this not good?"
Right.
And everyone's like, "No, it's not good."
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it because we said, we go. My friend goes like this. It was my friend Gideon. I think he goes. This is cold and disgusting. Disgusting was coming out of his mouth, our waiter came over and went. As he was still saying the word disgusting, he goes, "Gentlemen, everything hot and delicious?" He said the two opposite words. And we all looked up and go, "Yes." And he walked away. And we started crying laughing because we're like, you were saying the words cold and disgusting. He said hot and delicious. And we were like, it is. Thank you so much.
Oh, my God.
Disgusting. Cold and disgusting. But he's like, "Gentlemen, everything hot and delicious." We say that. That's one of those things that we never stop saying.
Yeah.
So like 18 years later, if I said to him, "Gentlemen," my friend would go, "Everything hot and delicious."
So did you just pay full price?
Paid full price. Nice
gave him
tip.
a great tip.
Walked out.
Of course.
Never went back.
That's like I went to a wedding once, and literally we're eating the penny vodka. It was penny vodka, which is like a staple at any wedding in New York, or like any Italian wedding. They're always going to have penny vodka. We eating the penny vodka, and I turned to I forgot who I was with. Whoever I was with said, "Does it taste like there's a cigarette in the penny vodka?" And she goes, "Yeah. It literally tastes like somebody dropped a cigarette in the penny vodka." And then an older guy was at our table, and I said to him, I said, "Sir, what does your penny vodka taste like?" He goes, "It tastes like somebody dropped a cigarette in it. I swear to God." So then he calls over the waiter. He goes, "Hey, we all feel like somebody dropped a cigarette in the penny vodka because it tastes like if somebody ashed in the penny vodka." And the waiter says, "I'm sure that's not it, but let me go check with the chef and, of course, bring you out a full batch of penny vodkas." So 10 minutes go by. He comes out with a full batch of penny vodkas, let's say 10. He goes, we're still like sitting there, whatever, waiting. He takes all our plates away, puts all our plates down, and then says, "You guys are right. The chef said he accidentally somebody dropped a cigarette in the penny vodka."
He admitted to it?
He admitted to it. Yeah. But
that's insane.
The reason why I'm bringing that up is because I told the bride at the time, I was like, somebody dropped a cigarette in the penny vodka, and they didn't even complain. Because they were just like, "Oh, are you guys okay? Did you get more penny vodka?" And I said, "Yeah." But somebody had ashed accidentally in the penny vodka. So the waiter just admitted it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I was at a wedding one time, and the person, we were all assuming the reason is, and we later said that the person didn't like the food choices.
Okay.
They ordered a pizza to the wedding. And then
What do you mean? Like a full, like just for them?
They ordered a pizza for them.
Oh, you mean somebody as a guest?
Yes.
Wow.
And then it wasn't a large, it was like a small, but it was a pizza box with a pizza in it.
Yeah.
And they got it, and then they ate the pizza at their table out of a pizza box.
That's actually
that's wrong on them, right?
1,000%.
Yeah.
That's wrong on them, but it's so ballsy. If I was
We
ever to
couldn't
get
believe it.
married,
We were
I
like-
would respect it, actually. I'd respect it. I'd be like, "Wow, dude, was it like
that's what I was
Domino's
that's
or
what
was
I was
it?"
thinking. No, it was probably local, like wherever it was from.
Yeah.
But that's what I was thinking. If because you said they took it in stride that there was an ash in the penny.
Right.
So I was thinking like if I saw, because I remember seeing that and I was like, I can't believe this. But I wonder if it was like my wedding, would I be like, let it go? But I would be like, is the food bad? Like why are
Right.
they getting a pizza delivered?
Right. Right. Yeah. I couldn't even have the. There's a lot of things that people do. Like I would never have the balls. Even if I want, I would maybe leave the wedding early.
Yeah.
And say.
Right.
Like for example, one time, with Jasmine, my girlfriend. Sorry.
No,
with Jasmine, my girlfriend. Now I went to a wedding, a good friend of mine's wedding. I thought I had a +1.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I had a +1. We drove probably 2 hours to get to the wedding.
Oh yeah, we've all been there.
We go sit down. In the beginning, with the cocktail hour, we go to get a place cards. There was no +1. It just says Chris Distefano, no guess.
Let me take you through. Let me guess what you did.
Go ahead.
They were accommodating. They put you another seat and didn't make you feel out of place. And you did your best with also. Did you feel terrible, or did they handle it the right way? Because what are you going to do? You can't. What are you going to do?
I'll tell you what we did.
Don't tell me that you were like, just go to Jasmine.
No, we
You're
drove.
like, just go. I'll find you.
Me and Jasmine turned around and we walked out of the wedding. Didn't say goodbye to anyone. I left the wedding card gift, not even in a box because it wasn't out yet. I left it on the table that said I wrote on the outside of the envelope Chris Distefano. Like, so they knew it
but
was
were you doing them a courtesy, or were you like, no +1? I'll leave that right there. And no. You were like, you were trying to do the right thing.
We were so embarrassed that I was like, you know what? The only way to make this better is for me to pay for mine and Jasmine's seat and then leave. The only thing I did take is they were giving out as a wedding favor, some type of hot honey. And Jasmine said she could use that on a type of chicken dish she was making later on in the week. So we did take the hot honey and we used that on some pollo. But that way I literally, we turned around.
That is mortifying.
Yeah, and I never forget. We went to a Wendy's and we had some food and we ate in the parking lot and we drove back. And our daughter, her mother was babysitting our daughter and she was like, "What happened at the wedding?" We were like, "Oh, we actually Jasmine wasn't invited, so we turned around and came home."
I gotta be honest. I probably would do the same.
Yeah,
I probably would do the same because it's too much of an imposition. I mean, it's a miscommunication, but you don't want to cause any strife or not a single issue on that day for them.
No.
Right? So I think you did the noble thing there.
Yeah.
That's a mortifying situation. You ever call someone by the wrong name after like years of knowing them even? I've done that. I've accidentally I've done that. This is something that my buddy does to me all the time, to the point where now I'll never believe him if I ask someone's name. But like he's caught me a couple of dozen times in my life when I'm like, "Oh, what's their name?" And he's like, "Philip," and I'm like, "Philip," and they're like, and I'm like, it's so mortifying.
Yeah, I because I call everybody buddy or babe, I think like that's how I get away with it. But normally, like I won't know somebody's name, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing, babe?" Or I'll always do the thing where if I don't know your name, and let's say I'm with someone we have to introduce, I'm like, "Oh, this is Jasmine," and then they will always say their name. That's the way to get around it. You never.
That's the trick everybody knows.
You just have to do that.
What about people call you? I don't correct like when they mispronounce my last name, but like, okay, so like someone like there's a comic who calls me Saul.
Really?
Yeah,
Sal Vulcano.
But sometimes he says Sal, sometimes he says Saul, but he says Saul as much as he says Sal, and it's been years of knowing him, and I just don't say anything because he's someone I look up to.
Sal, though.
He's someone I look up to though,
and he calls you Saul.
Yeah, Attell.
Dave Attell calls you Saul.
Like he's one of my heroes, so I'm just like, yeah, I'm just Saul.
So, well, you know what? He came up to me once, Dave Attell.
Yeah, but he's also called me Sal.
No, but he also, Dave just does what he wants to do because he said to me once, I swear to God, we're at the Comedy Cellar. He was sitting always in the aisle where he was smoking outside, right outside the olive tree, smoking a cigarette. And, he knows me. He's like, "Oh, Chris." He was like, "What's up?" I'm like, "How you doing, man?" He goes, "Let me ask you a question." He goes, "Are you one of those impractical jokers?" and I said, "No." I said, "I'm not one of them." He goes, I said, "I know them." And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I thought you were one of those Impractical Jokers for this whole time." And I'm like, "Oh." He goes, "I love that show." I was like, "I don't think you watch it."
No, I don't think, because when you can tell someone's like they know the show because it's in your face, but they don't really know it, and then they make an assumption on what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, that's not what it is." So you kind of don't really know what it is.
Dave Attell is one of those guys who's like a New York or just an American comedy world comedy legend.
Yeah.
He and the way he is, him and Colin Quinn are like guys from that era that are just so cool and nice to like the younger comedians coming up in the game. Like I had a CBS pilot in development, a sitcom in development, and literally when we were at the script writing stage of it, somebody said something to me about it, and Dave Attell was there. Maybe had somebody come and audition for it, something like that. And Dave Attell heard it, and Dave said to me, he said, listen, he said, if you want, he gave me his email. He wrote his email. I'll never forget. He wrote his email on a gum wrapper, which I was like, you could have just said it to me. I would have wrote it on my phone. But Dave Attell's Dave Attell. He wrote his email on a gum wrapper. He said, here's my email. He said, email me the script if you want. He said, I'll punch it up as best I can for you. No chart, no nothing, no name on the credit. He's like, I just want to see, the young guys do well.
That's amazing.
And then I never emailed it to him because when we got it, it was like already like moving. I should have emailed to him.
Yeah.
The show did not get picked up, and I could have just emailed it to Dave Attell. But I remember that where I was like, wow, dude, like you literally, like most people would never do that. He was just like, whatever it is, I'll help you.
Yeah. So I remember like one time we were at a club together, and then we had both had spots at the same next club.
Right.
So I was like, oh, we shared a cab. And it was like a good half-hour cab ride. And, I never really get one-on-one half hour with Attell. Really.
Yeah.
It's always people floating around and stuff. And, we would talk about stuff. But, in my head, I'm like, this is so cool. I get to, talk to Attell the whole time. And then we get out. And we go into the cellar after that, and we go in, and we're all talking. And then he's like, yeah, me and Saul were in the I was like, oh, man. It was, right after the half-hour cab ride.
Yeah,
but, it's not like he doesn't know me. I know him, but it's like, it's a 50-50 shot if I'm getting Sal.
Yeah, but it's also like, you know what? But that gives a character. It's like, all right, to him, you're Saul.
Yeah.
Stand down in his life.
It's so funny, though. I don't know why, because Saul is a name in and of itself.
Saul.
But it's Saul. If my name was Saul, I think it's so funny.
Saul Berenson.
Yeah, I'm not Saul. Yeah, Saul Rosenberg.
Saul Berenson. Saul, who used to be Paul in the Bible, and then they changed his name. No, I think it was Saul, and he changed his name to Paul. He became one of the apostles. I think that's it.
Saul.
I haven't been going to my religion class. Mort Saul.
That's another person.
Yeah.
I don't know if it says S-A-U-L.
So
we're in a diner, right? And Dom goes to the bathroom, and we go, why don't we convince him that we're going to run out on the check, and we got to go out one by one.
Right.
And we'll see if he says yes, and we'll have him go out first.
Right.
And I don't know how we conceived that, but to this day, it was one of the most brilliant things I've ever heard. So he comes back, and someone casually slips in the conversation, you guys want to dine and dash? And he's like, no, do you think we should do that? We could do that. I want to do that. And everyone's like, yeah, why not? Let's just do it. People do it. Right. If they catch us, we'll pay. But let's get the rush. Let's do it. Right. And he's like, I don't know if it's the right thing to do. And we're like, can do it. Yeah. And he's like, all right, because he drove. Right. So this is how it'll have to happen. Right. In a couple of minutes, you get up, you go get the car, pull the car right out front, leave it running. Right. And then we'll leave one by one. I'll go last. Right. You guys he had a Toyota Supra. It was a coupe. Right. So they had to open and get in the back door. I go, you guys get in the back door, push the seat down. Right. When you see me coming from the door, I will run full speed. I will dive into that car, take off. Right. He goes, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. And he goes, oh my God, we're doing this? We're actually doing this. You got to understand, you could get in trouble. I don't know. Right. We don't really go around doing stuff like that. It's also wrong. Right. There was this whole rush involved. Right. He gets up. He inconspicuously walks out. Belly button tattooed. I mean, pierced. And he gets his Toyota Supra. He pulls it around. We see it. It was the old car where the lights came out of the hood. Yeah. You know that one? God, yeah. You see that lights go on the hood. He drives around. We see it running in the front with his license plate chain around it. It was just such a funny sight. And then I think my girlfriend at the time was there. She leaves, and then I think another one of our friends, Chris, he leaves. Now, of course, I've paid the tab and tipped and everything. Said thank you very much. I go to the front door. He sees me looking, and I just kick the door open. I run. I jump down the steps, and I hear him go. He just starts pushing the thing. I jump into the car, and I slam the door, and he is fishtailing all over Richmond Avenue, and we just start screaming, yes! And they're grabbing him from the back, rubbing his shoulders, and he's punching the horn, and he's swerving, he's going, we did it! We did it! And he's like, yeah, and he's white-knuckling the steering wheel, and then we just start crying, laughing, and he blows like a red light, and he's like, we did it! And we're all laughing, he goes, did we not do this? You moron. You blew a red light in Fishtail. We almost all died. No. We paid the full check, you idiot. You idiot. You stupid idiot. Anyway, he tattooed his belly button, and he now runs Domenico's Foods.
Domenico's Foods. The only time I've never
People do that to your friends. Do it.
Do it to your friends.
Do it. Oh, wait. Continue. Do it. Record it.
That's what it is.
Do it, record it,
Yeah.
and hashtag us, right?
And by the way, Florida, though, if you're doing it in Florida, just know dine and dash penalties can be severe. Theft of more than 300 can carry up to 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine. But if you do it and get caught, we will consider, if the Patreon, when we start the Patreon, if we get enough Patreon members, paying your $5,000 fine, but we can't get you out of prison.
That is true. And you know what we could do? We could show some of the best ones on the Patreon.
That's what we'll do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll do that. But listen, so don't dine and dash. Just trick one of your friends, preferably the one with the pierced belly button.
Yeah.
Trick them into thinking you're going to do it, and then do that and tape it all. Tape it all.
And then do it. Pimp has brought up 40th grossest things found in food and fast food. Somebody found a condom in a Big Mac. So there you go. And I haven't had a Big Mac in years, and I don't know what I want more right now, a Big Mac or a tuna melt. It's one or the other.
A Big Mac I can't get you. Oh, no, we can. We can get in the car in the blizzard and go get a Big Mac.
can? Oh, no,
that might
McDonald's-
be a fun thing to do. We could do a frolic session.
They deliver. McDonald's delivers now. Did you know that?
No.
McDonald's delivers. Yep. Yeah. Pimp
Oh,
knows.
that'd be the
Pimp
great
smokes
if it
a lot
was.
of weed.
That'd be great. That would be so great if it was like you had like it was Ronald himself, like the delivery drivers were all in Ronald outfits.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
so great. Who wins in a fight, Ronald or the King?
Or Burger King?
Yeah, like no, a physical fight. Like not like what food is better. Who's taking the other person out? You think like he's gonna get his big shoe up the King's ass, or you think the King's the king for a reason and knows he's been in a few battles?
The King's the king for a reason, but I think I think Ronald McDonald.
It's like the Joker almost. Like
yeah,
a
I was
lunatic.
gonna say winning the fight because he's chaotic. You know, he's got the creepy look.
People have done it.
By the way, Ronald McDonald and my mother have the same hairstyle. They have the same hair. Yeah, and
And she has the King's robe.
and she has the King's robe.
Did people animate who would win? Remember that show on like MTV?
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yes.
Yes.
I wonder if there was a celebrity deathmatch between those two.
Celebrity Deathmatch was awesome. But any animators out there, if you can do a battle of Ronald McDonald versus Burger King, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Yeah,
Epic rap. Oh, they've done a rap battle. I didn't know Ronald McDonald or the Burger King rap.
Oh, a rap battle guys I know.
Okay.
Epic Lloyd is a buddy of mine. Long time.
Yeah.
Good guy. Whoa, that was a demonic look at that.
Yeah, he's a little scary.
Ooh.
Ronald McDonald can be a little scary, but shout out McDonald's, shout out fast food.
Yeah,
shout out
shout-
all. I had Domino's I had Domino's. I literally. Oh, Ronald McDonald and Burger King making out. There you go.
That's the two of them through a Hey Babe filter. If
By
I've
the
ever seen
way,
it.
shout out the gay community. Shout out our gay fans and our trans fans
Yes.
on our TikTok account of our Tupperware TikTok, which has gone viral. Thank you guys for keep resharing that. A lot of people are coming out to their parents or telling their parents they're gay or whatever by using our Tupperware video. So thank you guys for anyone who's done that.
It's amazing.
That's really cool.
It's amazing. I don't understand how it became that,
Right.
which is even more fascinating to me.
Right.
You know? But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's unbelievable. The only thing I want to say today is if we're enjoying this, check out Taste Buds. It's our other podcast on the No Pressure Network. Me and Joe DeRosa argue foods. It is fun as hell. And if you want to be on this party train, you jump on that party train, and God bless you.
There you go.
Don't be a fake, don't be a flake, don't run away from your feelings, babe. Don't be afraid, don't be ashamed, don't hesitate to say, hey babe, hey babe, hey babe, hey babe, hey babe, hey babe.
Hey, babe.